What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about some new stuff Silent Hill 2 related. Now, it's not official, from Silent Hill 2. That's kind of the issue here. This is from our age-old friend, the Tipster, and we've talked a lot about this individual, right? I don't want to retread waters. We've already done this, but there's honestly, some disappointing news to bring from him. Now, of course, you take everything he says with a grain of salt. In fact, that's the theme of this video, because things are starting to break down, and as we've constantly said, or at least as I've constantly said, I want to believe the guy. He's got a good background. Yet again, we still don't know if this is the official guy. Maybe it's an imposter pretending to be him. But this is the person we've been latching onto basically for hope for Silent Hill 2 for so long. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, by the way, but it is what it is, right? And this is the guy who has said the transmission, he doubled down. It was going to be in October, and then he said, doubling down, it's going to be before Halloween, that there's going to be a Silent Hill transmission before Halloween. Well, he posts 15 hours ago from the time I'm recording this, sorry I didn't update here. I unfortunately got some news a couple days ago, and it's looking pretty 50-50 at this point. I've explained a little further in other places, but just to keep it short, I am not as confident about it anymore. Also not avoiding it. If anyone has any questions about it, I'll answer for a little bit, but too much to write for the character limit. And then he also says, if it turns out there's no transmission, then I have a pretty good guess at when it will be shown. Kind of want to hold back from saying it at this point until I see 100% proof and it's as close as it can be to the date to avoid unintentionally leading people on if things change. Now, look, I still want to trust the guy. Doesn't mean I do trust him. I think those are two different things, right? Wanting to trust him and then actually trusting him. I want it to be real. I want this guy to be believable. And I will say this. I still trust this guy more than I don't trust him. I would still absolutely say that. However, we are approaching that pretty scary area where you have to seriously ask yourself if this guy is just leading people on, right? Because the simple fact is, well, a few things. Number one, is it possible for things to get delayed? Of course. Like, it happens to everybody. Jeff Grubb, Jason Schreier, Tom Henderson, some of the better leakers on the planet in terms of gaming, right? You're not going to get everything right. You are going to get things wrong. And then sometimes when you say something, say it's going to happen in 2 weeks. Sometimes it happens in 4 or 5 weeks. Does that mean you were wrong? No, it means you were actually right. I would say that maybe validates you more. It was just that it was pushed or it was delayed, okay? That stuff happens. It definitely happens. The issue, as we've, brought up, this guy doesn't have anything to kind of stand on. His past, persona, his past thing of being the tipster, yes, he did, but we don't still, 1,000%, we don't know if this is him. This could still be somebody leading us on, pretending to be a reputable, insider from the past. So that's the issue here, right? Is that you can never fully trust this guy until something is right. Until actually, I think he has to get a couple things right in order for him to be believable. But then on top of that, the thing that happens first, he's given out loads of predictions or insider, info. The first thing in terms of like chronological dates that's supposed to happen is this Silent Hill 2 info, and it gets delayed. So it's not a good look. Like, whether it's real or not, even if it is real, it's not a good look at all for this guy. I hope it still happens. Also, I don't think he makes it any better on himself when he says he has like a guess of when it could be. Again, you're entering really bad territory where it's like, well, yeah, you can guess. Like, I can guess that it would be November. You can just throw a month out there, right? And eventually you're going to be right at some point, right? So I definitely don't love that response either. We'll see. We'll absolutely see. I hope it's in November if it's obviously not in October. But again, I mean, I don't want to put the clown makeup on again, right? We've done that multiple times. Obviously, it can be in November, it can be in December, it can be in January. You can just keep going with it, and that's kind of the issue here. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.